Let's face it, most sedans are just boring unless they're performance models. So Hyundai came up with the 2021 Sonata N Line. It looks cool and there's some pretty cool features, and we're gonna take it for a ride. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lauren Fix. This is the 2021 Hyundai Sonata N Line. It not only looks cool, but it's got some serious performance compared to some of the competitors in this market. Now, this is a sedan class, and I understand when you're buying a four-door sedan, unless you're buying one of the Germans where you get the real performance on the performance lines, typically you don't see that, especially with the Koreans. Well, Hyundai's not about to let them get away with being the only ones in the marketplace. So they came up with the N Line that not only looks better, but also has better performance and better handling. Now we're gonna go through this vehicle in 10 categories, and then you can compare it to the competitors, which I listed down below in the description, as well as links to those reviews so you can do all your homework in one place. We're gonna cover performance, handling, safety, visibility, seating. We'll talk about technology and features or options. We'll talk about this unique design that some people love and some people not so much. We'll cover quality, then we'll go to the back, we'll talk about cargo space, the value of this vehicle, and in the end, we'll give it a Car Coach Reports total. And then you can compare the totals, see where the strengths and weaknesses are, and then compare that to the competition. Don't forget to subscribe and click that little bell so you don't miss anything, because we cover more than car reviews and first looks of new vehicles. We also give you great tips so you can have car smarts and save some money along the way. Let's get started with Under the Hood. Under the hood is a turbocharged 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine that cranks out 290 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque. It is a more powerful upgraded engine than some of the competitors, and this 8-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission really helps it get up and go. There are 4 drive modes, and this is my favorite, Sport Plus. Front-wheel drive, 0 to 65.1 seconds. Pretty darn good for a sedan of this size in this category. I think they've done a nice job. There's also a sport mode as well as a smart mode and an individual mode. So I think they've done a nice job thinking about, what mode do you want? The custom mode, the Sport Plus. I think I like the Sport Plus. It's fun. This is fun to drive. Wow. Combined fuel economy is about 27 miles to the gallon. We were able to earn just a little bit better than that driving it around for a week. I would say on a normal basis, driving it even in the normal mode has good performance. I'm going to go down from the Sport Plus mode to the Sport mode, and we're just driving along, speed limit. I'm going to put my foot in it. I want you to see this get up and go. A little bit of a lag, but still really good pickup. Most of the vehicles in this category have your typical 2-liter turbo. This is a 2.5-liter turbo, which I really like because it gives you better get up and go. And why is that important? It's not just go power, but whoa power. We'll talk about the braking and handling. But what I like about this vehicle is you get in it right away, even in the normal mode. I'll switch down to the normal mode and all the gauges change. You can see the drive modes change on the center screen. And you still have a car that is pretty zippy. Good for passing, good for on-ramps, good for a more spirited drive, and still having a fuel-efficient vehicle that pretty much does everything a sedan should do. Now, although sedans are not the most popular category, if you're going to buy one, you might as well get one with some personality. And this one has it, not just from the outside, but also on the inside. I was pretty impressed with its performance overall, because typically when you drive these sedans, they're just plain boring. And this vehicle is not. And that's why they come up with the whole N-Line concept with Hyundai. It's about having a sports model. Now you are going to see that in the Mazda 6. They have a carbon edition and the Camry and everything. So the list is down below of all the competitors, and we talk about that throughout this whole thing. So you want to listen till the end to see how this compares, because there's a lot of different categories here. Now overall, as far as driving this on the road every day in normal mode and sport mode and Sport Plus, my absolute favorite, because then you really get all the performance that you actually want. You may not need it, but you want it. This vehicle earns a 9. Now when you're looking at handling, This has upgraded handling, and I think that's extremely important when you're driving a vehicle like this. There are changes when you go to the different drive modes. It's not just the shift points, but there are minor performance changes. This vehicle is front-wheel drive, and it does have a sport-tuned suspension. 19-inch wheels are standard. There are special summer tires that come with it. There's no choice. This is what you get. But it's not a bad thing, because in honesty, this thing is a lot of fun to drive. Now, as far as brakes, here we go. Really good brakes, probably one of the best brakes in the category. Based on my driving experience of literally everything, I was pretty impressed. Now, this vehicle is not a race car. It is not designed to go to performance driving schools. It's designed for accident avoidance, spirited driving, everyday driving, where you can at least have a little bit of fun in the corners, on the on-ramps, maybe on a curvy road, which we're coming up to. But the idea is that you can have a vehicle that meets a lot of your needs and still have all the space and the value that you want when you're looking for a car. And they've done a great job, and we'll talk about the colors and the features and the technology as well. But overall, when you're looking at handling and how nice this handles, even in the normal mode, you jump into the sport mode, and it's just a little bit better, and it really does handle well. That's in regular sport mode. Pretty nice. It's got pretty good traction on the road. Not the best traction. It's not the tires' fault, by the way. It's because it's front-wheel drive. If it was all-wheel drive, which is not available in this car, you'd really have superior handling on this vehicle, and that's okay. You can't have it all. But I have to say, when you're looking at this vehicle from a handling standpoint as a daily driver, this vehicle earns a 9. Safety is standard on the N Line. You get the Hyundai Safety Sense suite, which includes forward collision avoidance assist with pedestrian detection, lane keeping assist, lane following assist, driver attention warning, smart cruise control with stop and go, parking collision avoidance assist, rear occupant alert, blind spot collision avoidance, rear cross traffic collision avoidance assist, safe exit warning, blind view monitor, and highway drive assist, plus a lot of other standard safety features that literally every vehicle has. When it comes to safety, because everything is standard, this vehicle earns a 10. When it comes to visibility, 80% of your driving decisions are based on visibility. And when you look out the front, you've got a good-sized piece of wide glass, and that's excellent. And you can see the roadway because of the design, which we'll cover in just a few seconds. Sill height is nice. No matter where you set your seats, you should be able to rest your arm here pretty comfortably, and that's important for the second row so they can see out. Now, one of the things this vehicle does have is when you put this vehicle in reverse, you get a backup camera. It is not a split view. It is not an around view. It's just a regular 100-degree backup camera. And what's nice about it, you can press that button and you can get a down view also. So that's another option that might work for you, but keep in mind it does not have an around view, and I think that would really help the rating on this vehicle. Part of the issue with visibility is you've got this slope back sedan, and because of that, it sort of limits some of the visibility out the back. It's not bad. It could be better. And it would be nice if there was an around view camera. It would get a higher rating. But for visibility, this vehicle earns a 7. When it comes to seating, this is the most important seat in the house. I say this in every review because people don't think about it. They'll sit in some other seats or think, well, I don't usually drive that much, or I only drive here, so I don't want to sit in the other seats. Well, it's important that everyone is comfortable in this vehicle. Now, one of the most important things, and most of these vehicles have it, is adjustable height seat belt. So you want to adjust that seatbelt so it doesn't cut your neck. And when it comes to seating, you want to make sure the seat's not too firm. It'd be like sitting on a park bench. We want you to be comfortable. So there is lumbar on the driver's side, two-way lumbar. There's power seat adjustments. Pretty nice. But then you go to the passenger seat, and it's kind of like a park bench. It has manual adjustments, and it is much firmer than the driver's seat. It almost seems like it doesn't belong in this vehicle. And I was kind of disappointed because you have a beautiful seating arrangement here for everyone. There is a heated steering wheel, and there is heated seats. That lever is right here in the middle. It's 3-stage, and that's really nice to have hot cross buns. Now let's take a look in the second row and we'll give it a rating. Coming into the second row, the seats are a little firm, much like that of the passenger seat. And it's important to note there is a ton of legroom. I have both seats set for me, and I can't believe how much legroom there is. There is a ton of space. There's also a good amount of headroom. If you're over 6 feet tall, you might be kind of close to the roof. I'm 5'8", I'm mostly legs, so it's important that you sit there, and that's just for reference, not to tell you how tall I am. In front of you, you've got a net only behind the passenger side, nothing beside the driver's side. You've got 2 vents here and a USB charge port. In the door, you've got your lever, you've got some more storage, and your Bose audio speaker as well as a window lift. Not a lot of features. Between the seats, you have 2 cup holders, and that's it. So there really is pretty basic options back here. The seats are really good looking. I love the design and the detail in here, and especially the red stitching. I think it looks pretty cool. There's also grips on all 4 corners to help you get in and out of the vehicle, and it's good because with a sedan style, it's easy to clip your head. When it comes to the rating, the passenger side seat and the stiffness of the second row, it's kind of frustrating. So for seating, it earns a 6. When it comes to technology, this vehicle comes standard with a 10.25-inch touchscreen. Standard. It's really clean and it's intuitive, and it fits in really nice with the layout of this interior. Now the touchscreen is pretty simple to use. You can just swipe to get whatever you need. I find it really simple to use, and there's a lot of nice features with this. Wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so yes, you do have to plug it in, but the smartphone integration is there. 12-speaker Bose audio system is standard, and you can pick whatever channel you would like, of course, and make those adjustments. Hyundai has included FM, AM, and Sirius XM radio. Some of the nice features that you can customize, and it is completely customizable, is you've got your audio, you can make this whatever you'd like, and in this case, we've got the different forecasts, so it looks like we're going to get some possible rain tomorrow, and then today what the weather is, so that you can make your own, and it lists all that out as well. Now also going to the menu, when you slide this over, you can get your map. One of the things I like about this system is it is quick to respond. You can see that it's quick to respond. It's pretty easy to look at. Many people use Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You've also got your navigation for all of the places that you like, and of course your favorites as well. In addition, we've got the Blue Link, which is standard with Hyundai vehicles, and it's nice because it gives you a lot of extra features. You get a short-term subscription with the vehicle, and after that, you have to purchase it. This is your sounds of nature. The Bose system is 12 speaker, and you can really hear the difference in all of this. But one of the things I wanted to get at is that this is standard on most of the Hyundai product line, but not on all of it. In addition, your owner's manual is located right here inside. Nice technology. In front of the driver, you have 2 digital gauges, which is nice. And with this right side of the steering wheel, you can change what you're looking at inside. And with the button on the right side of the steering wheel, you can change what information you get between the gauges. Very nice, crystal clear. And when you change the drive modes, there's Sport. It also changes on the center screen. You get the Sport Plus, my favorite, and you can customize that in the center screen. So each of the gauges change color based on what you're looking for, and that also changes the information in front of you when you're looking at the gauges. That'll go to Sport Plus, so you do need the gauges in that case, and in custom mode you may not. So it allows you to make those changes to personalize this vehicle the way you want. I really think that it's nice that they thought about that from a technology standpoint. That's great. When it comes to technology, this vehicle was pretty impressive. There's a few things I would like to see that it didn't have, but overall, this vehicle earns a 9. When it comes to features, there's a lot on this vehicle. To the left side of the steering wheel, you've got all of your audio controls and a paddle shifter here if you want to use that. I don't think it's necessary, but that's up to you. And on the right side, you have the upshift as well as all the controls that change between the 2 gauges in front of you, heated steering wheel, and that's some safety features and information as well. In front of that, you've got your wiper blades, and then down here you have your start-stop button. And on the left side of the steering wheel, you have not just the lights, but you also have the turn signals. In front of you have the gauges, which we covered in technology. Going down to the left side, you've got your vent. some additional controls, lane departure warning, parking brake, and so forth. Here's your Bose audio in the door, one of the 12 speakers, and your controls. There is no memory seats available, but there is aluminum pedals. Making your way over to the center stack, you've got that technology gauge we talked about and linear vents that run across the vehicle with the red stitching that is exclusive to the N Line. Below that you have your climate control, your charging, including wireless charging. There's pretty much everything you need, USB and a 12-volt connection for maybe a radar detector. The key fob has pretty much all the standard features, as well as you can use the key that is digital that you can get in an app that comes along with the vehicle, so you can start the vehicle, open the windows, check the fuel, and of course oil and so forth. Further back you have all of your shift levers and buttons, 2 cup holders and that little N Line to remind everybody that you spent the money on the N Line. Then going further back, you've got the different drive modes that change the different drive modes in front of you, and you have auto hold. There's one interior color, and they call this black, although it's kind of a dark gray. It's really nice. I do like the red stitching. And then in the glove box, there is nothing more but more storage. More storage because there's never enough. Back seats match the front seats as far as looks and appearance, and we covered that in seating. Panoramic sunroof is a nice feature, and it's standard. And for features and options on this vehicle, it earns a 9. When Hyundai redesigned the Sonata, it has been very polarizing. Some people just love this cool, sloping, shark nose front end, and others are like, I don't like it. So that's up to you whether you like this vehicle or not. And also this chrome trim line that comes all the way back here and then turns into an LED light when the vehicle is running. It's a daytime running light. It's pretty cool. LED lights, and the N Line here denotes what type of vehicle it is, and it keeps it pretty clean and basic. In addition, you've got this standard black grille. Now, it really stands out with this glowing yellow color, Hyundai logo here, which actually hides a lot of the safety features, and thank you for not making it so big and in your face like some of the other brands. Further down, you've got a ventilation here and a front splitter, making it look a little bit more sporty. I think they did a nice job on this front end. Again, it is a little polarizing. I'm still not 100% the fan of the new front end, but it certainly looks good in this color. Coming along to the side, this vent here is actually functional. It brings air over across the tire and into the braking area. It's not a race car, but they did a really nice job utilizing the design of this vehicle to make it functional. 19-inch wheels are standard on this vehicle, and these special alloy wheels for this trim level only. It rides on 19-inch, pretty sticky performance summer tires, so if you're going to drive it in the winter, you're probably going to need an all-season tire. The dealer might be able to help you and swap it out for something else, but then you're going to lose these cool rims, so I kind of like these. Going further back, you have another N Line designation here on the side, and then you have these cut lines that are becoming very distinctive of the Hyundai lineup. You can see them high and you can see them low, and they really make a statement. They're very sharp and very specific. You'll also notice there's a lot of black detail with chrome mixed into it in this case. Black down between the doors and black down here low along the side splitters. Coming around to the back, you've got your LED taillights, and all the lighting across the back really makes this vehicle stand out in the crowd, as well as little airfoils right here across the top. It's cute, but it's on all the Sonatas. And then you've got your wing here to sort of keep that rear end down at speed. I don't know how much speed, but in this case, it looks really good. Hyundai logo, which also opens the trunk, and the Sonata name right here. Below, you've got gloss black dual exhaust, which is exclusive to this vehicle. They did a nice job making this vehicle stand out, and it comes with a lot of cool color options, but one interior color, and that is black. When you're looking at the design of this vehicle and the cool custom N Line seats, they did a really nice job on this Sonata N Line, and for design, it earns a 9. When it comes to quality, they've done a really nice job by having Bose audio, Continental tires, and they really thought about some of the premium materials and features and touch points. That's like the steering wheel and all the controls and how easy it is to use. They really thought about all that quality. In addition, you've got a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty and 3 years of service, basic maintenance such as oil changes. And this vehicle is built in Alabama. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with the quality, and knowing that Hyundai also owns the factory that makes the metal for these vehicles means that they can control the materials that are inside the car. Overall, for quality, this vehicle earns a 10. Coming around to the back, you have 16 cubic feet of storage. This is one of the largest in the class. It is a huge trunk, and I have to say they did a really nice job. Underneath is a spare tire. Thumbs up for Hyundai for thinking about that, because a lot of these vehicles don't have that because they try to lighten up the vehicle in order to get better fuel economy. They have not done that. In addition, these seats do fold 60-40, but typically people will have the seat up, but it does have a huge trunk. So if you're going to the big box stores and you want to fill the trunk with all your supplies, you shouldn't have a problem unless you're really going crazy. When you're talking about the value of this vehicle, there's a lot of competition in this space, but there is one price for the N Line, and that is $34,200. There was no options on this car. It literally had everything, and that's what Hyundai does in order to take over the market. They come in with a really fair price that people could afford, and instead of considering something that gets more expensive, you will take this for a test drive and end up being a loyal fan. And they've done really well with that, and you can tell by their sales have had a lot of records lately. So you're looking at the value of this vehicle at $34,000 for the performance, the technology, all the safety being standard. They really thought about who this user is and how they can fill the void, and they've done a nice job. By the way, this color is glowing yellow. It is a standard color. I think it's cool. You can put in the comments down below whether you like it or not. I thought it looked pretty cool when it showed up in my driveway. This is going to be fun, and it has been. When it comes to value for this vehicle, it earns a 9. Now, there's a lot of competition in this marketplace with some very strong competitors from Toyota and Hyundai and Mazda and all the German line. And they've done a nice job thinking about, like I said, positives and negatives. The one thing I would like to see them do as far as on the negative side is let's get some more comfortable seats for the second row, especially for the passenger side, and some power controls. I think that would make a difference. Having an air-cooled seat option might be a nice touch because the competitors have that. Is that important to you? Well, that depends where you live and what your needs are and how you drive this vehicle. When you add up all 10 categories for the 2021 Hyundai Sonata N Line, this vehicle earns an 87. Now, I know I didn't cover every single little feature and questions you might have, so put those in the comments down below. I will get you an answer because I want you to go into the dealership and know what you're buying. The salesman's going to sell you on it. We're going to give you information so you have car smarts. Now, there's more car smarts on our website, carcoachreports.com. If you had value from this video, make sure to like it and subscribe and share because we do appreciate your support. Don't forget to check out our podcast, Total Car Score. It's on all platforms. We're having a great time with two of my very good friends, and we'd love you to join us. And of course, if you want to see what we're doing on social media, we're driving the Santa Cruz and the Grand Wagoneer and a whole bunch of other very cool cars and cool events. And we'll share that with you on my social media, all platforms at Lauren Fix. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.